Thank you all for coming. My name is Tim. I'm the managing director of Rebound Mobile. We're a Finland-based mobile marketing agency. We help mobile gaming companies to penetrate into markets where these companies have the least expertise, which are Russia, Korea, and hopefully Japan pretty soon. So today we're going to speak about user acquisition techniques in Russia, and Russia is a pretty interesting market. But before we go and before we dive into user acquisition, how many of you here guys are actually mobile marketing experts or mobile marketers? Could you raise your hands, please? Okay, one. And who are the rest? All right. Anyways, I think this is going to be interesting for you too. So let's have a distant glance at the Russian market overall. So Russia on the map is pretty huge, pretty big. And the average revenue per user in Russia is, to be honest, comparatively low. It's about $8 per user. But if we, the Russian market actually is the fifth market, according to Penny, by downloads. So if we multiply the $8 by the number of gamers there, we can actually get a pretty big number. It's going to be $242 million. So how big is 242? And this is a quick comparison chart. It's roughly 20% of the UK's market and about 2/3 of Canadian market. And it's also Finnish, Swiss, Czech, and Portuguese, and all these majority of European countries cumulatively. So Russia is much bigger than that. But is Russia really different? This is an interesting question. And when I actually tried to look at a Penny to see some differences with other markets, I actually came across this wonderful screenshot, which indicates that Russian, along with Japanese, Chinese, and South Korean audience, is willing to pay. And this is a top grossing apps. These audiences are willing to pay more in games which are not Pokemon Go. So the rest ones are heavily dominated by Pokemon Go by grossing. And this is pretty interesting. Apparently, Russian market is a little bit different, and in that regards, a little bit more inclined towards Japanese, Chinese, or South Korean audience. But still, there are some companies that have made it to the top, and these are they. Interesting here to note is that most of these games are strategy games. Another interesting point that I've noticed is that most of them are Chinese. So apparently, Chinese companies do know some secret sauce. They have something, and today we're going to reveal how they actually do that, how they make it to the top grossing in Russia. So before diving into that, let's have a real quick look at similarities and differences. So Russia, if you publish a game for a Western audience, you don't really have to make significant tweaks to your game to make it appealing for the Russian audience, because Russian people have a pretty much Western mindset. So Facebook is across the board the king of user acquisition. So in Russia, it's the king by quality, it's not a king by quantity. And I'm going to speak later about what company is the king of user acquisition by volume. Video has a better performance apparently. No need for licenses whatsoever, as it is in China, for instance, as we've just heard. Digital can reach the majority of population, so no need for any TV ads or outdoor ads, at least for the beginning. You can get a significant traction with using digital channels only. But there are still some differences. The main difference is the language. Like a Russian population speaks, like Russian people, only 10 or 11% of Russian audience understands English. So language is crucial. It's not only related to in-game activities or in-game interaction with the audience, but it's also related to your communication with media and your partners in Russia. Unless you have a marketing manager who speaks Russian language, you wouldn't be able to communicate well with your partners there. And of course, it's also related to support and community management. And a big difference with West is the ecosystem, actually. So as I've already mentioned, Facebook is not the dominant player in terms of user acquisition. There are some local companies such as MyTarget, VK, and OK, which are the biggest social networks in Russia. And that's one of the biggest sources of traffic there. In terms of search, Google also is not dominating the market, especially for web. Yandex possesses about 80% of the market share. So if you want to go with search, you definitely have to consider local companies such as Yandex or Mail.ru. Affiliate is an interesting channel. And I'm going to speak about it a little bit more. There are a lot of affiliate networks in Russia. DSPs are also one of the channels that needs to be considered. Premium and local magazines for your public relations. And as I mentioned, the secret sauce that Chinese companies use, it's the affiliate networks. And actually, so wouldn't it be wonderful to have an army of mobile marketers to drive installs for your game with payments based on their performance? So this is exactly what affiliate networks do / media buying agencies. You can order them a certain amount of installs at a certain KPIs, and you can pay out based on that KPIs. So unless the KPI hasn't been reached, the guys are not going to be paid. So this is one of the secret sources that Chinese companies use. So they set really heavy and strong KPIs for their partners in Russia, and they pay them as long as they deliver the quality traffic. And also post-payment terms. So basically, if you want to go and publish and run marketing campaign in Russia, you don't really need to significantly invest your time or money into that. You just find a marketing partner, like an affiliate network, you set a specific KPI, and you pay if they deliver significantly high level of quality. And of course, some disadvantages such as fraud, because you don't have significant control over where this traffic has been delivered from, and too many contacts to manage. So for instance, at Rebound Mobile, we manage about 30 affiliate networks. And this is like 30 people in every company. And adding to that you may not have a Russian-speaking manager in your team. This is going to be pretty tough. And this is a real-life example from one of affiliate network in Russia. The game is Galaxy Legend, published by Tap for Fun, is currently one of the top-grossing games in Russia. And as you can see, they heavily use the affiliate network, help of affiliate networks. And the retention rate, and their KPI is retention rate at least 15%. So as long as this affiliate network delivers this traffic that hits that KPI, they pay them out $1 per installation. So that's how it goes. And of course we have one significantly really good example case study with an American mobile gaming company. The goal was pretty simple: to drive high quality installs from Russia. And this is how we used it. This is a strategy that we've developed for this company. We've worked directly with social networks, and these all channels are local ones. So we didn't work with Facebook, neither Google, nor any other Western ad networks. So all these activities that we've done, we've been working with Russian ad networks. Affiliate networks have driven about 90% of the whole traffic that we've delivered to the client. So as I mentioned, affiliate networks are a significantly important source of traffic. Video networks we've managed directly, and our own traffic sources, of course. The KPI that we've set to our clients was, to our partners, was retention rate. So we didn't pay them we paid them as long as they reached the 15% retention rate. And we had our personal KPI, which was optimization KPI, and it was 7% 7-day ROI. So the client made 7% return on investments within 7 days. So this is how it works. the client's involvement, as you can see from here, into the campaign management was minimal. Everything was tracked and monitored by the client in the client's dashboard. And all the work has been done by our team. So these are the results that we've delivered. And we've paused the campaign in mid-August. And we have, and again, resumed the campaign in early September. So as you can see, there is an upwards trend starting early September. So yeah, I mean, this is the screenshot of since we've started and until now. As you can see, there is a significant improvement in the rankings. And this is download ranks. So this is about grossing. This is about revenue. As you can see, they're currently sitting in like 10th position, 10th spot by grossing in Russia overall. So basically, this is the 10th to 15th app overall that makes money in Russia. These are the real numbers. So we've since April we've delivered about more than 500,000 installs for them at a rate of 175. And as you can see, the spread between iOS and Android is significant towards Android. So Android makes up about 90% of the traffic. So that's it for now. So as you can see from the example, the client reached a new market for themselves without really investing into it, neither resources, neither its time. So yeah, that's it. Any questions?
Ooh, any questions? That was very interesting. Very quiet there. You shared a lot of data there. That was very good. We like to see data shared.
Sure.
So you were saying that the Russian market's about, saying it's like 20 or 30% of the UK market in terms of revenue size, surely.
Right.
From a trend perspective, what's the kind of forecast? Because obviously the size of we're talking a lot today about massive population markets that have the potential to explode. So what is there kind of upwards trend? Yeah.
It is growing. It is growing. Well, I mean, you know, when I mentioned that the Russian market is about 20% of the UK market, I didn't mention that it actually is significantly less competitive than the UK market. And apparently, as every games market, it is growing. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be able to provide you with exact numbers of the growth of the market. But apparently, it is growing, and it's growing tremendously. By like at least half of the market each year.
Sure. Okay. Well, the UK market might get less competitive. Everybody leaving shortly. That seems to be our strategy. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tim. Give him a round of applause, please.